Start Brighton, France. Seville, nice. Bringing me flashbacks to my time in Granada with Taz. Southeast London. All right, so I'm gonna pray. Before I do that, I'm gonna show you some of the new decks we have. This is the Chakra Tarot. Gossip is on the bottom of the deck there. It's not a message unless you need it. But this is a new deck that we may use for some messages today, so thank you for this. We also have, I think it's pronounced the Tower. I should really check pronunciations, but we have the Tower. I'm really oh yes, I love this card too, right? Obstacles on the, well, I cut the deck, it wasn't on the bottom, I just cut, I chose a different one. This is such a beautiful deck. So I did say in the newsletter, I'm going to start doing unboxing videos for all the new decks that we have so that you can see them more intimately, so I can talk about them. I want to talk about this one in depth because of the guidebook. It's thorough. I really want to get into it. I also have some decks that I bought myself that I want to show you, so I'll do some unboxing videos probably over the next few days, depending on the energy levels, and get those shown to you, but we might use these. We also have another animal deck, Archangel Animals. I'm really into animal messages. I'll explain why in the unboxings. That's the back of the deck. Okay. Ha, Face Spirit. We have Bat Energy. Very meaningful to me personally. We have Bat Energy here, so we may use some animal messages today. We won't get through all of the different decks, but that's why I want to do the unboxing so you can see them. And over the next few weeks, I will make sure you get messages from them all. We have Moonology. Thank you, Aisha, for sending this one. Thought since the new moon's coming up, it might be a good time. Nothing is yet set in stone. Listen, Spirit is already working through me, you know, because I feel like that is what I was talking about in terms of the timeline shifts right now, as we head towards this new moon energy. So yes. Have I shown you everything? We do also have the Work Your Light Oracle, which I have here too, which we may use today. Soul Family, which you all are for me. Woo! Nearly threw all the cards down. That was the cue to be like, okay, stop doing show and display. You should start. All right. Let me do prayer. Woo! Deep breaths, everyone. Really elongate that exhale as well. You can breathe in through the nose and really exhale through the mouth. If you need to make a sound, do so. If you need to sigh, do so. If you need any movement right now, give it to yourself. If you just need to be still, that's okay too. Come here. Set the intention that you bring all your energy, call your energy back to yourself. You call it right here to this moment. This is such a juicy moment for you to receive. You deserve this. Spirit, thank you so much. We're so grateful. My personal heart is overflowing for the benefit, the gift of being able to be here to hold space, to open up the doors, to open up the heavens, to bring through messages, to bring through energy, to bring through wisdom, to bring through vision on behalf of all of these beautiful people that are gathered here in this time and every other timeline in which they come and experience these messages. I ask right now that what is needed from the heart, what is needed in terms of the soul's path, what is needed to be said through the spirit will come through clearly. I call on the archangels. I ask for blown trumpets in this moment to clarify, clear the energy of all interference. May you hold the integrity of this space. I honor, as always, my beautiful ancestors. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for elevating me, for walking with me, for investing in me. You are so welcome to be here, to support, to speak, to move through me. Thank you so much. The scripture I'm hearing mid prayer is for I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. That is the intention of this reading. And since you know the plans that you have for the people locked in this moment, may these plans be made clear. May messages come forth that are confirmations and affirmations and sparks of inspiration. May they also have seeds sown in them that begins to flourish, plant, be fertilized, come into fruition as they move forward throughout this week and beyond. I ask for protection wherever they are. I ask you all, even in this moment, to use your own tools of visualization to erect a field of protection for yourself wherever you're tuning in, so that you can be present to this sacred moment. And I empty myself as a vessel in this moment, Spirit, asks that you would fill me completely. All my own projections, all my own intentions, my own agendas about what this should be. I relinquish this now. Allow you to move. Allow your plans to be at the forefront. Your plans even for me as a teacher, as a mentor, as a spiritualist. Ashe. Okay. Man, I do like to pray. Where should we start, folks? I feel talkative today. Let's interesting. We're starting with the Rider-Waite deck. I asked. That was the prompt. We're using the Modern Witch Tarot though. I love these cards. I love these cards. Love, love, love them. We normally open the messages with an oracle card. Hey babe. But it seems like Spirit has shit to say. I almost censored myself, but it is what it is. I'm gonna be here fully presently as I am. Alright. First card out is the Chariot card. Yes. Deep breath, let's shuffle everybody. Thank you, Alicia. Oh yes. Come through. Okay. So we're opening up with really confirmation of the tweets I shared earlier about where we're at right now and the choices we need to make. Okay, let me just start. You know me, I always want a crystal. Chariot. The message I feel from this is it's time. It's time, like it's really time now. Whatever you've been kind of processing, contemplating, wondering if you should, there is a need to come to some sort of concrete decision now because it is a moving energy. This Chariot card is asking you to commit to a direction. There is this pull, the tug of war, really. You can see it with the two kind of Sphinx energies down at the bottom, which kind of represent dual aspects of the self, let's say. But you need to get yourself on the same page. And really, that might not be all parts of yourself agreeing, right? It might not be your whole heart, your mind, your body. It might not be all parts in alignment. But you need to choose which aspect of yourself you're going to put in the leadership seat. I know that for me, there's been a lot of conflict in the mind heart level, and I'm having to choose to hear my heart and listen to my heart and acknowledge the doubt and the fear and the pain and the past and the disappointment and all the rest of it that is coming, that my mind is telling me about, and be like, I hear you. Facts. I'm not even going to say you're wrong. True, all true. Yes, I heard you. And, okay, we are still going in this direction because the heart knows, okay? I love that this is typically Cancer or Sagittarius energy too, because Cancer, being a water sign, ruling the emotional realm, but specifically as it moves in the physical vessel, the body itself. And so I feel like it is embodiment, it is that sense of knowing inside yourself, in your bones, in your sacred animals, I love to call it, in this thing that you move and live in and that you have your being, that this is like, yo, I just know that's where I'm going. I've got to find that direction. Let me ask you a question. Are you all feeling, can you feel that sense of direction or prompting in your body? Are any of you having trouble with that? Like, actually, I'm hella confused and don't feel any of this direction in the body. Let me know in the comments. I won't spend too much time here because I did tweet about it, like I said, but the Seven of Swords is actually talking about things we need to walk away from. And it is almost playing the villain in our own lives, if I'm going to be honest, you know? Okay, so some of you are struggling with this. It's like knowing you've got to go in a certain direction, but also being like, you're going to have to disappoint or upset or be judged or fall out with people, or whatever it is, it's a difficult thing, or it's not a peaceable move that you need to make. And I feel like you need to let go of the need to be liked and the need to be nice and even the need to be understood. Some of you are hanging around trying to explain yourself and trying to be like, well, trying to get people around to your way of thinking, or even trying to share your vision, right? Like, you want to bring people with you with this Chariot card, and you're trying to tell them like what it looks like, where you're going, and why they should come with you. And I feel like actually you're doing the most and you can't. Like, you have to be like, I gotta pack my shit and go, is really the energy here. No matter what that looks like to others, because on the other side of it, they'll either understand you because they're supposed to still be in your life, or they won't. And I mean, is what it is, really. There's no other way to put that. Okay, let me just see some of your comments. So you have a specific decision. Some of you feel a shift come in. I feel conflict, but Spirit has been telling me to listen to my body, that my body knows the direction. Definitely confirmation of what's coming through here. I feel hesitant, but the same thoughts keep coming back. So again, like I said, it's like acknowledging that the mind is doing its work, right? And the ego is saying what it needs to, and you don't need to be in a war with yourself about that. It's just like, yes, like I said, yes, I was hurt. Yep, that didn't work out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm absolutely terrified. It's all true. Like, affirm it and be like, and, you know, I'm not at war with you. These things are all true, and we're still going in that direction. Sorry to shake the camera. This resonates so much. How do you pack your shit and go in a quarantine? That sounds really, really specific, as in too specific than I can be in a general reading. Is it that you're trying to leave somebody, your home? That seems like a one-to-one conversation. I'm worried that I'm choosing a career to impress people in order to get status and not have a painful existential crisis, but that is just a plaster over a wound. Okay, so you already know, like, you know some of the questions you need to be asking yourself, some of the processes you need to be going through. I feel the call and just don't have an energy or have any energy. Well, that's okay actually. Sometimes knowing alone, it might not be the right time for action, but sometimes the doing or the packing up or the leaving, Seven of Swords, is a mental process, right? It's a decision making, it's a choice that you're making internally. And the time that you spend between that on the next card, Two of Swords, is kind of allowing things to come into alignment or bring change to the situation. I'm not going to read too many more of your comments because I need to continue. I've been feeling it for so long, but fear's taken the lead, and the consequences have been continually dire because I haven't been listening. So you know, right? Working on listening to yourself. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna keep going. All right, so as we make these choices to move forward, it isn't just a kind of like, it also feels like it can't be thief in the night energy, even though there is that kind of aspect to this card here. I feel like people will see you leave, or people are going to see the choices you're making right now. They may have things to say about it, but I feel that there is this energy of having to turn a blind eye. This is a really, really important aspect of the quote-unquote manifestation process, right? Or how we're trying to move into new creative pathways for ourselves, right? I'm trying to not use spiritual jargon. So with this Two of Swords here, it's like holding, like I said, right, the reality, the source of mental processing, knowing what is really going on, knowing what the choices are, knowing the path. But the blindfold is actually about removing the external stimulus, removing the environment, removing the what the material realm looks like, in order to focus on the internal vision and make that truer, realer, stronger, affirm it inside. And I was thinking to myself this week, as I'm in the process of manifesting things, that I was thinking that my attempt to check on my manifestations or look and see how things are progressing or ask God what you're up to is a form of like when you're baking, opening up the oven to check on the cake, right? And we know, like, when you do that, you end up with a collapsed baked good, like your cake collapses in the middle. You don't get that rise that you need, right? So you may have something that tastes good, but aesthetically, visually, whatever else, it's not what it should be. And so I feel like this checking on the material realm, when we take off our blindfold and we're like, what's really happening? Is my manifestation happening? Am I seeing anything happening that reflects what I'm feeling inside? Is a form of interfering with your baked cake. Now, it doesn't mean the cake's not going to be finished and good in the end. It just might not be pretty because you messed with it, basically. So we'll get more into that. We do have the Three of Pentacles here. It's a co-creative process. It is you, it is spirit for some of you. Like I said, it is other people involved too. It doesn't just have to be in terms of relationships, as in sexual and intimate relationships. That can also be career-wise. Like if there are workspaces that you need to be moving into, especially with all these shifts and changes with the pandemic we have right now. If there is physical relocation or movement, there may be other pieces of that puzzle that have to come into play, other players involved before that thing comes to you or before you get that news. Okay, it's like moving parts. But it's also knowing that whilst there are many influences, it's moving, like it is actually happening, it is building. With this card, it's a work in progress here, okay? Like it's the work is being built, constructed. Let me just ask a question. Yeah, look at this. It's just really one voice, one voice, one voice. We do have the Two of Pentacles, so it's coming back to that choice. I feel like something is being built, developed, coming into fruition for you, but you also have to choose it. That's the thing, like it doesn't get thrusted on you. Your purpose doesn't get forced on you in that way. There is such a thing as, you know, free will, but also alignment. Like you have to choose the path, and that's what you're being asked to do right now. Like you have to choose this co-creative process. When I clarified it, it was Six of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so like I said, moving on, moving forward onto a new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles and the World card, completion here. Okay, completion. We do have the Empress, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Swords. So this is really what's underneath. You are creative, you are intuitive, you are powerful, you are abundant. Like you've got so much invested in you as a person, regardless of the conditions you find yourself in right now. Okay, whether that's in a bad home environment, whether that's financially challenged, whether that's, you know, struggling with your children, like whatever it is, conditionally, in a soul level, you are this. Most of you anyway. Some of you are bad vibes people, but that's not, I'm not talking to you. I mean, you might be here, but most of you are this, okay? And that is the source you have to draw from, okay? And you're struggling with that because you are using this time where we're being forced to be more isolated or be more alone to focus on your grief and your sorrow, okay? To focus on what has not worked out for you in life. You are laughing at me saying some people are bad vibes. They are. Okay. So I'm gonna use some animal messages for that. I will say with this deck, I don't really like how it shuffles. Listen, I haven't even read what's on the bottom of the card, but one of the cards that came out was sheep, right? I don't even know the message of it. But the first, ow, my finger cramps. The first thing I thought was follow fashion. So this says act with fortitude and cooperation. But the message I feel from this, do you know what? I had a fortune cookie earlier that I was going to take a picture of, and it said, "You are a leader, not a follower." And I was like, true that. So this is like, you can't be the sheep right now, okay? You can't just be like needing to, or even not even just a sheep, you can't be the lamb, okay? You can't just be babying yourself and finding safety in the group and hoping that someone's going to lead you to green pastures. Like, that's not the vibe at the moment. I keep saying no one's going to save you. And then you got a butterfly. I'm also going to ignore what this says because with the butterfly message, this is your transformation. This is the change point that you're in your life right now, and it can be painful, or it can be disorienting. It can be isolating, like being in the cocoon. But I'm not even going to promise you glorious butterfly wings, because that's not even the point. The point is the alchemy. The point is doing something with all you are. The point is, how can I put it? It's like the material, all the things that have come together in your life to bring you to this point. The worst things, okay, right down to the sexual abuse, all of it, to the best things, like literally allowing that to mold, cement, structure your character as a person. The butterfly actually feels less like external transformation and more like transformation of your consciousness and your sense of wisdom and understanding. That's why you can't afford to be the lamb, sacrificial lamb. And I feel like if you stay, it's like stay woke energy. If you stay in a childlike state about your life right now, the powers that we will sacrifice you. I don't know why it's always me that has to bring up the malefics, but that's what they're designed to do. Like, you are a sacrifice. And if you're not trying to be lamb to the slaughter, you need to come to spiritual awareness, which is this butterfly energy here. All right. Let's see. Do we need to say anything more about that, spirit, or, did I make that clear enough? I think more will come through in the next section. Yeah, keep it moving. Nice though. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, King of Swords. Yeah, keep it moving is what they are saying. Cool. They're good with that.